Post-workout and pre-workout meals if you are an endurance athlete, what you should have 30 minutes before practice, what you should have an hour before practice, what you should have after practice, how much water you should have before practice, and things of that nature. So this right here has a lot of cool information on it, as well as some nutritional reads from books that you can go and actually get on your own or go online and YouTube or Google as well. I know Coach Natalie had a book as well that we were gonna kind of get you guys to look into, but it pretty much has all this stuff on there, right? So let's go ahead and start off first things first.
Can I add a couple fill-ins from the video? So the video she mentioned milk as a source of hydration. I would counter that because milk is high in fat and sugar, and it's inflammatory. And if we are trying to recover, I would ease away from milk and really just focus on water. And the reason why water is important is because the work your cells perform in order to get you the energy it needs, the only way your body can get oxygen to do that work is by inhaling it, but that mostly is used for brain and your blood vessels. But water, actually taking it in, is really mostly going to the brain first and then everything else later. So you can imagine if your skin's really dry, like the urine index is really good. So if your urine is really concentrated, that means that you aren't having enough water. So stay away from milk, stay away from Gatorades. Those are also high in sugar. I would use Gatorades mostly as recovery after a meet or like in between events, but not just as your day-to-day. They're very high in electrolytes, but also high in sugar, and not sugar that is naturally occurring. So if you want to have some sugar, I would prefer fruit sugars because those are naturally occurring and your body can actually process them, as opposed to high fructose corn syrup, which is made in a lab. And so things that are made in the lab, your body's like, well, we weren't designed to deal with this, how do we function? And then it causes a lot of what Coach was saying, disruption with your ability to think, right? Disruption with your ability to heal your body, right? You're not giving your body what it needs. Secondly, she mentioned good sources of protein include meat. That's not terribly false, but better sources of protein also include like plant-based. So you can look up plant-based sources of protein. And the reason I say that is because like quinoa, brown rice, those are complete proteins. And what that means is the breakdown of the essential building blocks of proteins are called amino acids. And amino acids are what every cell in your body needs: hair, skin, nails, brain, blood, like everything needs it. So if you do it from an animal source, your body first has to process the animal fat or whatever else came with it to get to what it needs, as opposed to a plant source. You get it directly from what the sun created. So I encourage you to eat like whole food, plant-based meals, avoid a lot of dairy, like cheeses, those sorts of things, especially around competitions. They're gonna make you heavy. And they're gonna create a state of inflammation in the body, which you don't want. If you think about your muscle content, your muscles were created to perform a certain function. Protein is a lot of that. But in doing that as well, you want to make sure that you're not starving your muscles, right? So eating things that are going to create a situation where they can't function properly, meaning inflammation, high acidity, right? Sodas, things like that that cause high acidity, create a situation where the protein has its structure, but the acid decomposes that structure. So now they're not able to function the way that they need to. So